Unsolved mysteries are the subject of wonder for many, and it's no wonder as to why. It's fun to speculate, after all. Unfortunately, Hollywood is no stranger to these unanswered capers, and some of them are downright chilling. Whether it's murder, sabotage, or apparent hauntings, none of these horrifying enigmas have been resolved, which allows movie fans to come up with their own conclusions, if they dare. Number 10. The Lady of the Dunes. In 1974, shortly after Jaws had finished filming, a woman's body was discovered on a beach near Provincetown, Massachusetts. Her injuries clearly point to murder, however, no murderer was ever caught. What's more, she has never been identified, and no one ever filed a missing person report for anyone that matched her description. In 2015, Joe Hill, son of renowned horror author Stephen King, noticed an extra in Jaws that matched the police sketches of the unidentified woman eerily well. Not only that, but she was wearing the same blue jeans and bandana found with the murder victim. It should also be noted that Provincetown was a mere 160 kilometers from where the movie was filmed. Whether or not this enigmatic extra is, in fact, the Lady of the Dunes is unconfirmed. If it isn't, though, it sure is one heck of a coincidence. Number 9. One of the filming locations for James Cameron's Titanic was in rural Nova Scotia, with the closest hospital having only one doctor and one nurse. This didn't bode well for the cast and crew one fateful day. During a meal break, 75 staff members were served clam chowder, including Cameron himself. It didn't take long after eating the soup before everyone in attendance began to feel very, very ill. All of the affected were rapidly treated in the hospital, with the doctor believing it to simply be a case of the shellfish being improperly prepared. Forensic testing determined, however, that someone had spiked the whole pot of chowder with an entire pound of a drug known as PCP. No one has ever claimed responsibility or been accused. Some theorized that one of the several fired crew members was disgruntled and did it for some sort of revenge, but this has yet to be confirmed. Number 8. The Exorcist. One of the most notorious legends to ever come out of Hollywood is the many reports that The Exorcist was cursed. During filming, multiple people were injured, and 4 people even died, some under mysterious circumstances. This ranged from relatives of crew members to main cast, who passed during post-production. The set was also home to several freak accidents that caused multiple delays, including the home being used for the set burning to the ground, with the only surviving area being the room where the exorcism scene took place. Not only this, but some who saw the movie in theaters fell ill during the screening. Many quickly dismissed these claims as being a simple stroke of incredibly bad luck, but the filmmakers felt that there were other forces at play, so much so that they actually brought a priest to the set to bless it. Number 7. Another horror movie that was plagued by rumors of supernatural intervention was the original Poltergeist trilogy. The star of all 3 films was a child actress by the name of Heather O'Rourke. During the post-production of Poltergeist 3, O'Rourke tragically died due to complications of Crohn's disease. This wouldn't be so strange had it not been for the string of other unfortunate events that took place during the trilogy's run. Other cast members died during production as well, and some were severely injured. Many attribute this to the fact that live human skeletons were used instead of prop skeletons during one of the scenes, since real skeletons were cheaper. So afraid were the filmmakers of this apparent haunting that they also had a real exorcism performed on set to rid them of the tragedies befalling the film. Number 6. Heather O'Rourke's Ghost, 1990. Funnily enough, Ghost is not a horror movie. But it may as well have been for the people who worked on it. Many of the cast and crew to this day attest to the belief that the set of Ghost was haunted by none other than Heather O'Rourke, the star of the Poltergeist trilogy. O'Rourke had died only a few months before the filming of Ghost started. Aside from starring in the horror trilogy, she also starred in the family sitcom Happy Days. The sitcom was filmed in the same studio that Ghost was, and some believe that O'Rourke still frequents the set. Cast and crew reported hearing a child laughing and running footsteps up on the catwalks. This is made creepier by the fact that O'Rourke apparently loved to play on the catwalks. Whether or not the film set was definitively haunted is unknown, but it's undoubtedly an eerie story. Number 5. The Death of Natalie Wood, 1983. Brainstorm was released in 1983, 2 years after it finished its filming and post-production. This was due to the untimely death of one of its stars, iconic actress named Natalie Wood. Shortly after the filming had wrapped up, Wood and her husband, Robert Wagner, along with fellow star Christopher Walken, sailed out to sea on a yacht for a brief vacation. A few days into their time away, Wood's body was found floating in the water, drowned. Neither Wagner nor Walken have admitted to any involvement with the death, but that hasn't stopped cinephiles from speculating. Though Wood's death was ruled an accident due to slipping and hitting her head while trying to enter the yacht's dinghy, some have speculated this is something that Wood likely would never do on her own, as she was terrified of water. Reports have also been made that Wagner and Wood had a massive argument the night before she was found dead, leading many to believe she may have been murdered. Whatever happened, it remains one of the creepiest unsolved mysteries in Hollywood. Number 4. The Death of Brandon Lee the Crow, 1994. Decades before the tragic Alec Baldwin controversy involving a prop gun, Brandon Lee was a victim to a similar situation. The son of martial artist Bruce Lee, Brandon was killed right in the middle of principal photography for The Crow by a prop gun that fired a live round instead of a blank. Though this seems relatively straightforward and completely accidental, not all are convinced that this was the case. Brandon's father had also died under mysterious circumstances, leading some to believe the family had been cursed. Others believe that the Lee family was targeted by Chinese triads because Bruce had refused to pay them protection money. Whatever happened, Brandon's death still begs the question, why was there a live bullet in a prop gun in the first place? Number 3. Libra Sabotage, 1991. JFK was not the only movie about the former president planned for the early 90s. There was another film called Libra, based on a 1988 book of the same name, which told the story of John F. Kennedy's assassination from the perspective of the alleged killer, Lee Harvey Oswald. Libra, however, was cancelled, and never saw the light of day. Supposedly, the reason for this is that JFK director Oliver Stone didn't want the competition for the box office. The films were, after all, on the same topic. The story goes that Stone hired Hollywood strongmen to intimidate and pressure cast and crew members working on Libra to back out, causing a mass exodus of staff. With no time to recover, Libra was cancelled. Though, Stone has never publicly admitted to this, nor has he ever been officially found guilty of it. Number 2. The Death of Johnny Stompanato, 1958. Another time, another place featured actors Lana Turner and Sir Sean Connery, who both began filming the movie in 1957. During their time in London, Turner was visited by her then boyfriend, Johnny Stompanato, whom she had met earlier that year. Stompanato was part of the Los Angeles mob, and got into a fight with Connery after he was denied access to the film set. Stompanato was also denied the opportunity to attend the Oscars with Turner the following year. In a jealous fit of rage, Stompanato appeared at Turner's home and threatened her and her daughter, Cheryl Crane. He never made it out of the house, as he was killed before he could seriously harm either of them. Crane, then a teenager, claimed that she had killed Stompanato in defense of Turner. The courts deemed it to be a justified killing on account of it being self-defense, and the case was closed. However, many claim that it was actually Turner who killed Stompanato, and that Crane had taken the blame in order to protect her mother. No one really knows for sure, and the secret may have died with Turner in 1995. Number 1. The Death of Brittany Murphy, 2014. Something Wicked marked the final film appearance of actress Brittany Murphy, who died 5 years before the movie's release. The title would prove to be a sinister clue to what may have befallen her. On December 20, 2009, shortly after the movie finished filming, Murphy was found dead in her home, apparently of pneumonia. She was 32, and extremely healthy. It doesn't seem too strange at first, until you take into consideration the fact that her husband, Simon Monjack, was found dead in the same home the following May, of the same causes. The home was examined for mold or other possible factors contributing to pneumonia, but none were found. Autopsies revealed that both were also severely anemic at the time of their deaths, and that Murphy had an enormous amount of cough medicine in her system. Some conspiracy theorists believe they were poisoned by the CIA on account of the fact that they supported CIA whistleblower Julia Davis. What's more, in 2013, Murphy's father allegedly found a toxicology report detailing signs of poisonous chemicals found in Murphy's system after she died, but this never been confirmed.